Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and today's video is going to be this terracotta tiny home that I have built in Oasis Springs. And the idea behind this was just that I realized how much you guys love tiny homes, but I didn't want to make just another modern tiny home. I wanted to, try and expand what the whole, idea of tiny homes is, because I feel like they're usually pretty modern, but I wanted to just like try something new, something a little bit different. And yeah, this one's gonna have 64 tiles, so it is a tiny home, not a small home or a micro home. It's like the tier 2, just right in the middle. And there you can see that I really wanted to make like a little kind of closed entrance for the front door, but since I didn't want it to eat up my tile count, I did this really cool trick, which is just if you place a wall, or if you like draw a wall separate from the structure and just place it onto the structure, it doesn't count it as a room, so you can just kind of have like this little bit of an open, open thing. And it was kind of perfect because it gave that gorgeous little entrance, makes it a little bit more grand and not so just like, flush with the structure. And yeah, just creating some stepping stones, a little bit of like a front patio, which I feel like is very common in this style of house. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I don't usually build this kind of house or like in this climate. It's kind of hard for me, especially with the landscaping, but I don't know, I kind of wanted the challenge, and I had a really cool idea for in here. There you can see that I specifically made that like 3-tiled kind of sticky outy bit because I wanted to have this like booth from, I think it's the Cozy Bistro kit, and I don't know, I just really love it, and it's super cute, and it just like makes the shape a little bit more interesting, not just a 64 tile square, because that's really something that I was trying to avoid. I feel like when you have this like limited amount of tile placements, it's like hard to build an interesting looking shell. So yeah, I tried really hard, and I kind of really like it because it created like these perfect spaces for like each thing, each like area in the house, like the kitchen, the bedroom, the bathroom. It all like came together pretty easily like that. And yeah, I got to use also quite a few different packs. I used a lot of Jungle Adventure, quite a bit of For Rent, and actually a lot of the movie hangout stuff as well. Which was kind of, kind of fun. I feel like I haven't used it in a long time, and then recently I've been using it quite a bit. Especially, I have always used those like curtains that they have that are kind of like, drapes that are very like boho and cute. So I feel like I do use those a lot, but there's like other items like the couch and the door and stuff. I think the front door is movie hangout, so that was kind of cool. And yeah, the general style of this house that I wanted was kind of boho and a lot of plants. I imagine that the person that lives here likes a lot of plants, so I tried to do my best to include those. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to add a lot of window boxes. I think these ones are the ones from Get Famous, and I quite like them. They're like pretty versatile, and when you like shrink them down using the bracket key, they fit really nicely practically everywhere. And for the interior, obviously I wanted some terracotta tiles, just the ones from base game, but I really wanted them in this pink color. And I also used I think this is the tile from Jungle Adventure, and the wallpaper for the rest of the house is one from Wedding Stories. I think it's called like the sun faded wallpaper or something. But anyways, it was really cute. And we are working on my favorite space in this house, which is the kitchen. It ended up looking so perfect and cute. And this was kind of like, the kitchen is always the heart of the home, but I believe it even more here. It's just so, it's very spacious, especially for a tiny home. And I love how it looks with that booth and the table and the chairs, which I do think that the table that I used is also from Movie Hangout, which is kind of fun. And the chairs, obviously I had to use the ones from Paranormal because they're my favorite. And I really like this kind of combination that I made using the like overhead cabinets and that shelf from Jungle Adventure. Yeah, I used a lot. The kitchen I think is entirely like country kitchen and Jungle Adventure, but it's so cute, and I love how colorful it is too. The yellow appliances, but also like mixed with the blue counters, and just like that tile also on the wall from Jungle Adventure is just so cute, and I love it so much. And I kind of want to try to use it more often because it's just really colorful. It like really helps kind of bring a lot of life into the room, especially because I use like the white booth for the like dining area. I feel like the rest of the house needed to have a bit more of a pop of color, and I also created this little coffee corner, which I love. I don't know, this house just kind of like screams like entertainer in a really cute way, like not in a wants to have big parties kind of way, but more in just like, I don't know, I feel like they have a book club or like a gardening club or something. They just have like a really nice like group of friends, and they like having them over. And the house is actually kind of like a studio because I didn't want to put a door on the bedroom, even though I easily could have. I decided to leave it open with those columns instead, just to kind of, I don't know, have it or give it like a nicer flow. I think it's a little bit nicer and softer, and lets a lot more light in, I think. And I was having a little bit of trouble with the living room, with just like the general layout and what I wanted in it. I was like, oh, are these like TV people? Are they not TV people? Do I want to put in a desk? I think although I did have like their hobbies and their general like vibe in mind, I didn't really have their career in mind. So that was a little bit hard because I didn't know like, oh, what skill building items should I place? Or like if I wanted to give them a desk or something, I'm like, oh, are they a corporate kind of person, or can I like not put a desk in? And I also really wanted to kind of have this living room be a little bit more open, so that, I don't know, gives like more space to kind of walk through. And I don't know, for the studio apartment, I just thought it would be nicer to have it be more open. But instead I did decide to place the couch. Here is where I am going to pick the couch for movie hangout stuff. But yeah, I decided, okay, it's fine. It'll just kind of block off the entryway a little bit from the rest of the house, just to, I don't know, create more of a just actual living space and not just have everything be open. But I still think that it flows nicely. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And I really like that plant corner, and I love that chair from high school years that I decided to use as an armchair. I don't know, it's just like cozy and really like pushes that boho idea. And since the couch kind of left this awkward space behind it, this kind of like hallway limbo area, I decided to place a hallway table and put a record player on it, just to, I don't know, give it a little bit more, give them a little bit more to do. And I also ended up placing a guitar next to it. And I think I also placed a wicker rug, the one from Cats and Dogs that's like a half moon, just to, I don't know, give it a bit more area, just to make it like more of a statement piece and not just like, I don't know, a random table behind the couch. I think that also helps because there's no real entryway, like that kind of is the entryway, it becomes the entryway. But behind the love seat here, I created this really cute gallery wall that I'm kind of obsessed with, because I don't know, gallery walls tend to be kind of a daunting task to make in The Sims, and it's hard to like not get repetitive, but I really like this one that I created here. I think it turned out so cute, and I love all of the colors. And I actually ended up using a mirror from from the movie Hangout stuff as a piece of the gallery wall, which I think is like a really cute idea, and I'd love to hear if you guys agree or what you guys think. Also, I don't know, I feel like there's so much from the movie Hangout stuff that, I don't know, maybe the people here work in like film or something, they just really like movies. But we are working on the bedroom now, and I decided to use this bed from Growing Together because it kind of had, you know, like the wicker stuff. And then I also used the nightstands from Island Living just to, I don't know, give it that like warm island vibe. I don't know, with the terracotta, it's like kind of hard to not go towards the island vibe. But I really like this rug from For Rent, and that kind of inspired the color scheme for this room, or at least like the bed. Just, it's a lot of patterns, but I do think that it works, and it's really nice because the walls aren't patterned, so it's kind of a way to bring a little bit of texture into the room. And here we're just kind of trying to place some art. I was kind of struggling with it. I didn't really want to do like something that I always do, but I do end up placing some of the like scrolls, I think, from For Rent. I really wanted a tapestry, but I don't think we have enough tapestries to find the right style, so I instead do these kind of scrolls from For Rent and find some cute colors, and I think it really works. And the difference in sizes just like adds a little bit of dimension too, especially since the room itself doesn't have like a lot of variety of items. Then I don't know, adding a lot of patterns and a lot of textures just kind of just it kind of helps make the room a little bit more interesting and not super bland. But we are also working on the bathroom, and I used I think the sink is from Jungle Adventure and the bathtub is from Island Living, and then the toilet is a base game toilet that has swatches that are specifically for Island Living. I don't know why they didn't just add a toilet and why they just did swatches. I'm not gonna complain, but yeah, I just decided to use that just to give it a little bit of a modern vibe. But we are working on the backyard kind of outdoor patio area, and we're starting off trying to give it like a little outdoor living room out here, but in this exact spot it looks so stupid. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I placed the fireplace here and then I was like, okay, I'll just like work with this, but I clearly wasn't thinking too much in this moment. I was just trying to make this work, but I feel like it completely blocks off this whole area, so I do end up moving it over to the other side where there's actually like more space. But this is the furniture that we end up using. This little pew from, I think it's like Wedding Stories or something, and those pillows, and yeah, I decided to use those little tables from Tiny Living, but here it is where we are moving it to its final spot, although I do kind of shift things around a little bit in post-production. But this is like the corner where it stays, and I also started adding a lot of plants because this house is going to have a lot, and I mean a lot of plants. I also like end up creating kind of like a little potting table, which is really cute. And yeah, over here in this corner instead, I decided to place a little dining area using the chairs, or sorry, not the chairs, just the table from the Riviera kit. I think the chairs are from a base game update, and I just like their vibe. I felt like it worked with this table and that adorable umbrella. And this table that we used here, which is going to be like the potting table, is actually the matching like set to those chairs. So I don't know if maybe they bought them as a set and then they kind of like moved it around. They decided to use the table for this and then got a new table for the chairs. I don't know, but I thought this was kind of a nice touch because I know that technically like they won't be able to use this table as a potting table, but I don't know, it still looks really cute and just adds a little bit more realism. You can just like imagine that they would be working there. And I decided to create this little kind of, I don't know, gardening hallway outside, just to kind of, I don't know, make use of this very like transitory space, and then also give them a little bit of hobby stuff to do there. And here in this corner, I just kind of filled it with plants. It's not like a very large corner, so it would be a little bit complicated to, I don't know, add a hobby item. So yeah, instead I just placed a bunch of plants, a lot of them from Jungle Adventure because they have like that terracotta energy to them. And here in the front yard, I kind of just do the same thing, just a lot of plants, and I actually end up doing even more plants in post-production. And I also end up creating, and you probably saw in that little video at the beginning of the video, which I decided to use an archway, which is actually, I think, a wedding arch. I place it between, like, in that entrance, so between these two fences, and it kind of just creates a little, I don't know, a nice little entrance that looks kind of funky, adds a little bit more stone, a little bit more of a stone element to the house, and I don't know, just really gives you insight into the funkiness of the person that lives here. And something I really like to do around my actual like gardening pots is to add some just regular plants, just to kind of like fill it in, because I feel like there's always so many gaps around them and it makes them look like really out of place. Sometimes I think when you add regular plants around them, it like kind of glitches and you can't plant anything in the pots. But I'm sure there's ways around it, and you can always delete it, or you don't have to use it, or you can also just place like landscaping plants in those pots and pretend that there's flowers planted in there. But yeah, now just adding some outdoor lights before we continue on the landscaping, which landscaping in this world is like very hard for me because I'm not very used to like landscaping on like sand, like in the desert. Like that's so foreign to me. So yeah, I was just kind of trying based off of like other Sims houses that I've built or that I've seen, or like the EA builds, and just trying to find things that I imagine would work here. But I really did want it to like look lush. I didn't just want it to look, I don't know, like just bland and lifeless and have no green. So yeah, I did my best, and I just tried to add a little bit of darker dirt just to add some shading, make the house look more two-dimensional and not so flat. That's something that I really like about terrain paint. It's just like, you know, it's like shading, it's like adding shading to a painting. Yeah, if you've seen any of my other videos, you will know how much I love terrain paint. But we are at the screenshots now, so you'll see all of the extra bits and bobs that I've added of landscaping and that stone archway, which is so stunning. And it's player tested, so you can walk in. It does work as just a regular archway. And I also added a lot of extra trees around, and I added, there you can see that little chair just next to the archway entrance. And yeah, extra plants. I also added a little bit of a stone feature for the walls. And here we are inside. I added a shelf next to the front door to also kind of be a little bit of an entryway area, just to kind of, I don't know, put things down, set things down there while you're walking in. And yeah, I think it looks really cute. It's like, it feels very lived in, but it doesn't feel like overly cluttered. And here we have our kitchen. I also added some extra clutter on the counters. Yeah, just to make it look like it's a used room and not just a showroom. I also decided to add some plants on there because if they love plants, they're going to have them inside as well. And I really like that bread box from Parenthood, especially in that swatch. And here we have our bedroom. I also added some more plants in here, especially those hanging pots, which are so cute. There's really nothing like a good hanging plant to like elevate a room. And yeah, I also added a little bit of art in here, which I hadn't placed before. And here we have our bathroom. I love those lace curtains from the Cozy Bistro kit. I think that they're so cute. And yeah, they're a great addition to the game. Here we have our backyard. Is it a yard if it's all tiled? I don't really know. But yeah, with our little potting table. And I love the little flower details on those dining chairs outside as well. But yeah, this whole area, this is like the final layout that I decided for the fireplace. But yeah, this whole area is so cute. I really love how this entire house turned out. Let me know what other styles you want for future tiny homes. But I hope you enjoyed this build as much as I did. Bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Comment and share with your friends. Talk to y'all soon. Bye!